Have you ever made a bar chart in Excel and the bars slam right into the year labels? It happens whenever data flips from positive to negative. In a few minutes, I'll show you a clean trick to stagger the labels so positive years sit below the axis and negative years sit above it. It looks better, it's easier to read, and it updates by itself. Hey friends, my name is Andreas and I'm a full-time Excel teacher and a best-selling Udemy instructor. Before we dive in, please join the Melon Training fam by subscribing and ringing that bell. In this Excel workbook, I've got 10 years of profit in $1 million for a tech company. And as you can see from the data, we have 3 years with losses. These years are 2019, 2020, and 2021. Then the company returned to profits. First of all, let's make a column chart to visualize the table. Highlight the table area from B2 to C12. From Insert tab, click the Recommended Charts button. And let's select the chart with the clustered column chart. Alright, let's move it there. As you notice, those 3 bars overlap the labels along the bottom. That's what makes the chart hard to read. This happens when the data measured changes sign from positive to negative or vice versa. One way to solve this problem is to right-click the horizontal axis on the chart and select Format Axis from the shortcut menu. Then in the Format Axis task pane, under Labels, set the label position to low. A better solution is to keep the axis labels close to the data bars while staggering them. First, let's make the chart easier on the eyes. Right-click any bar and open Format Data Series. In the paint bucket icon, Fill and Line, choose Solid Fill and turn on Invert if negative. Pick one color for positive values and another for negatives. I'm using a calm green for gains and a clear red for losses. Now we'll create 2 small helper series. Think of them as invisible rails that sit right on the zero line. One rail will carry the label for the positive years, the other rail will carry the label for the negative years. I will name the helper series as plus labels and minus labels. Now check this. If I try to name as plus labels in cell D2, Excel thinks that this is a formula and drops an error. A tip is to first type an apostrophe and then type the plus symbol like this. Now how cool is that? Let's do the same in cell E2. And I will copy the border with the Format Painter. In cell D3, type this, equal if C3 greater or equal to 0, comma 0, comma NA, close parentheses. In words, that means if the value in C3 is 0 or more, show 0. Otherwise, show not available. That keeps the point off the charts when it isn't needed. In cell E3, type this, equal if C3 less than 0, comma 0, comma NA, close parentheses. This one is the opposite. It shows 0 only when the value is negative. Copy both formulas down to the last row of your data. Select the 2 helper columns including their headers, copy them, click the chart, and paste. Excel adds them as 2 new series. With the chart still selected, go to Chart Design, change Chart Type, Combo. For the 2 helper series, plus labels and minus labels, switch their chart type to line. Click OK. You should see 2 flat lines sitting across the 0 axis. Alright, let's turn the lines into small labels. Right-click the plus Labels line and choose Add Data Labels. Right-click those labels and open Format Data Labels. Set the position to below so they sit under the axis. Click Value from Cells, and in the box that pops up, select your year cells from B3 down to your last year. Uncheck Value and Show Leader Lines so you only see the year text. In Text Options, Text Box, set all margins to 0 and uncheck Wrap Text in Shape so they sit snug to the axis. Do the same for the minus labels line, but set the label position to above. Now, the years for negative bars sit above the axis. You've just staggered the labels. Let's remove the original axis labels so there's no duplication. Click the horizontal axis, open Format Axis, and set label position to none. While you're here, give the axis line a neat look. Under Fill and Line, choose Solid Line. Set the color to black and the width to about 1.5. The next step is to remove any extra lines and tidy up the chart. The helper lines were only there to hold the labels so we could hide them. Right-click the Plus Helper Series, open Format Data Series, and set Line to No Line. The labels remain, but the lines disappear. Do the same with the Minus Helper Series. Now, clear the clutter. Delete the horizontal grid lines and the vertical axis, and set the chart area outline to none. Add data labels to the bars if you want the exact numbers. So right-click on any bar, Add Data Labels. Give the chart a clear title. Go to Chart Design menu and add a title above the chart. Let's name it Profits from 2015 to 2024. Also, you can drop in any helpful note, like New Management in 2018 with a small arrow. Sometimes I use a shape as an annotation like this one. Good stuff. If the bars look too skinny or too thick, adjust gap width until it feels balanced. I will use 50% as a gap width. Finally, pick a clean and readable font and size. This setup is dynamic. Change a number and labels move by themselves. For example, if I change 2016 to minus 10.5, Excel flips the labels above the axis, changes the bar to a negative color, and everything still lines up perfectly. And that's it. When bars cross the 0 line, stagger your labels instead of fighting them. It's neat, readable, and automatic. If this helped, tap like, subscribe for more quick Excel makeovers, and tell me in the comments what chart you want me to fix next. See you at the next one.